Hello and welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new. My name is Liz. Today's video is a really fun one, so thank you for joining me. We've got a little Hocus Pocus theme here, but we're looking at your unique magical gifts or just gifts in general, honestly. Like I kind of focused more in on magical abilities, but other things came through as well, and really unique things that I don't often get in readings like these. Like there were very specific, unique things that I picked up on today, so it was fun. So I'm excited to hear what you think. Let me show you your choices. If you already know Hocus Pocus, you're already familiar with who we have in front of us here. We've got the first card for the first group is Sarah, and the High Priestess card. Our first Sanderson sister. Then we have for group 2, Winnie with the Magician. And group 3, we've got Mary and the Chariot. I will say, like, the personality traits of the Sanderson sisters don't come through in the reading. So just in case that does sway your decision, like, it's not specific to the Sanderson sisters, basically. Like, there are different things coming through. Or you could just choose based on the card, High Priestess, the Magician, or the Chariot, or just 1, 2, 3, or whatever you feel drawn to today. I've got my little Hocus Pocus VHS sitting there. But yeah, let's take a deep breath together. This will give you a little bit more time if you need a little bit more time to decide. Pause the video if you need more time. And yeah, have fun with today's reading. Of course, my readings are meant for entertainment purposes. If you're listening to this and you feel like it doesn't quite resonate, then no worries. This one might not be for you, but I hope it does. This is the kind of reading too where you'll be able to tell, like, while you're listening to it, you'll know, like, yeah, that is something I'm naturally good at, or that's something. Actually, you know what? I shouldn't even say that, because this might actually be letting you know what natural abilities and, magical talents that you aren't even aware of yet. So yeah, I'm curious to hear what you think. Definitely comment below, and thank you so much for your support here by clicking on today's video. That supports me. It's free to subscribe. That does help the channel. Liking this video, sharing this video. And if you want to support the channel further and receive special videos every single week, you can join my Patreon and memberships. Both of those are linked below. It's really whichever one is more convenient, but yeah, I upload a video there every single week. And there's a large library of videos already posted. So let me know. We will start with group number 1. I'll put the timestamps below. If you chose Sarah, then this is your messages for what are your magical abilities. So I'm really excited for this reading. This is kind of a fun one. We've got tarot. I'm going to find out what your witch's familiar is. We've got some fun cards too. I've already shuffled out as well. But you chose the High Priestess. So I'm going to include the card that you chose. You might have chosen this just because Sarah was your favorite Sanderson sister, or you love the High Priestess, or maybe you only choose number 1 when you watch my readings, but this tells me that you're highly intuitive. And I'm seeing, and you'll see with the cards that you got, you tend to just get like a sense about things before they've even happened. So yeah, I'm seeing that you're highly intuitive. Whether you chose this because you know that already or not, we'll have to see, but yeah, so you've got the Air card, so imagination. You have the Weaver and Amulet. This one made me think of charm casting, which will get you some charms as well. So you got the Witch's Grimoire. So the witch advises you to keep a book of shadows and light, open the pages, and share your dreams, your magic, your spells. Write your own magical book today. So before we get your tarot and charms, because I'm going to get a message for you about this, I just want to tell you what I felt from these main cards. So the first thing, you could be an air sign. You don't have to be though, okay? That doesn't mean this reading doesn't apply to you if you're not. However, if you're not an air sign, that could be one thing that kind of just confirms that this is for you. But if you're not, I'm seeing you're highly connected to, honestly, the wind. The wind and really weather in general. Also just swords energy. Like I'm seeing with imagination, you're highly imaginative, very creative. I want to focus a little bit on what I was getting for weather though, because it was coming in really strongly. Like I'm noticing the weather vane and just the wind. Wind specifically might be almost like a magical tool for you, like something that you use for magic. Like you might find on windy days Oh my goodness, look, I just looked up to the little, I've got a little Limax house, so I can't take it off. I'll include a little bit of footage, but I've got this little Limax house sitting on my desk, and I just looked up at the weather vane. It's almost identical to this. That's super cool, just because I happened to glance at it. I'm just taking that as confirmation. I feel like the wind for you is big. I know it is for me. Like, if it's windy outside, I have to go outside. I have to get out there. So there's maybe certain magic that you do with the wind, or you just feel recharged, almost like a spiritual presence with the wind. You might find like you need fresh air quite a bit. And it's funny because there's one group that really like to be in the house a lot for you. And it doesn't mean you don't, but I feel like you really crave fresh air. Like you open up your windows, you want to get that breeze in. For you, I just think a breeze is really really important to you, and you like being outside occasionally, getting that fresh air. But weather in general, honestly, I feel like you sense change, not only just weather change, but just in general before it even arrives. You get this kind of sense, or this just intuitive feeling, okay, something's happening. It almost kind of reminds me of if you've seen Halloween Town, Eggie Cromwell. She's in her kitchen and she just kind of gets this sense. She goes, someone's coming. Like there's just this something about you. You get like this powerful sense of change before it even arrives. And actually, it's reminding me of another movie, actually. That's funny. I'm getting a lot of movie references for you, but maybe that's something that you like, is watching movies. But you know the movie Chocolat? When the main character, she like the winds of change were a very powerful theme in that movie, and she would stand outside and the powerful wind would blow and she'd know it was time, time for a change. So yeah, there's something about you and the wind and being very connected to wind and just air magic in general. On that topic, on the idea of swords, very imaginative, creative. You're someone who's very in your head, okay? Very connected to the suit of swords, very connected to swords energy, very powerful imagination. I'm feeling like you have a natural ability for manifestation that you've had since birth, linked to your imagination specifically. You might find that you kind of zone out when listening to music, and you can almost like visualize or imagine yourself in certain situations, and then you find they end up happening. So I think that you are a natural manifester, and this is an ability that you've had since birth. One thing that this card talks a little bit about is writing, scripting. And what I thought was cool, because you got the Witch's Grimoire, writing your own spells might be something. So if you don't write spells, this could just represent just your ability to write is very powerful. You may be an author, writing a book may be something that you're interested in, or if you do practice magic in any way, it could be saying like, start writing down your spells. Actually, just as I say that, the pen is right next to me and I was drawn to that. So yeah, there's something about writing for you that I think is really important. Writing, even just ideas, okay? If it's not so much magical for you, creative writing or writing in some way could be really important. It could be linked to what you do for work, and that in itself is magic, okay? That's like how you make a living. It could have to do with that, or it could be saying you would do really well in writing, whether it be, like I said, writing a book or editing or writing articles or scripts, things like that. Like you've just got a natural ability and just, again, like a vivid imagination. And I keep getting this image of you since childhood being able to kind of visualize certain things and then actually manifest or have them happen. I'm getting you get deja vu a lot too. So you might dream, because again, a lot of this is connected to the mind. You might dream of certain things or even daydream of certain things and then find out like months or years later, it's like, I've seen this before. I've seen this, or, I've seen this place or something like that. I loved that you got the amulets card because it reminded me of charms. So charm casting may be something that you're interested in, or honestly, in general, this can mean a few different things. This could talk about patterns. So again, connected to the mind, you might notice certain patterns or shapes, symbols appear frequently at certain times. So for instance, maybe you notice like, the sun, you'll see artwork of the sun, or you'll notice some things about the sun. So you're able to notice and interpret the messages that these symbols, provide for you. I'm also getting that you're someone who likes to keep lucky charms around, and you've always done this. you might be someone who collects little treasures and little knickknacks and trinkets, and you've always done that. You're just a collector, and you connect meaning to these little items, and they're important. It might be things you carry with you in your pocket or your purse, or just kind of put around your home, and these are really important little treasures to you. So I'm seeing you as a collector. The Weaver was an interesting card. I do want to read it to you. I brought out the book. So when I saw it, I kind of just got, well, first of all, maybe you like to work with cauldrons, but weaving to me, oh, now I'm getting like, maybe some of you do magic through like sewing, weave, like I'm getting something about weaving, like actual literal weaving something together, but that's interesting. But this one talks about, I want to read it to you because I found this one a little bit complicated when I looked at it. Because yeah, when I first saw it, like when it first popped out, I thought, oh, like maybe this is about like bringing certain things together. You might have a natural ability to, where is this? Okay, there we go. Okay, so it says, a sturdy cauldron releases a mighty vision of fiery flames that weave together to form a 5-pointed star. From each point of the star, tendrils float outward, reminiscent of nerve cells. So yeah, the nerve cells thing was interesting to me because there's like, maybe that means something to you. That might mean something to you, but I was getting just more of like this ability that you have. It's just, it's physical is what I'm getting. It's just a physical thing. The hair on the back of your neck will kind of like stand up, or like your arms, you'll get like goosebumps or something like that. Like I just get that things are very physical for you with the nerves. Okay, so it says, the Weaver or witch mind, actually that makes sense with the air energy, is in charge of consolidating, synthesizing, and communicating the information derived from the rest of the witch anatomy. So this deck is broken up into different like categories, I guess. So there's the witch anatomy. So yeah, very much connected to the mind. I didn't even notice that. So collecting, organizing, and disseminating threads. It's a cauldron of creativity, a problem solver, a designer, mission control, and a conduit for spirit. Okay, so I'm getting a couple things from that. Collecting, but organizing. You might be someone who's very organized or good at getting things organized, or you might find you do best when things are organized, or things are just kind of in a very tidy or orderly fashion. It says this, it is a cauldron of creativity, so yeah, very creative problem solver. So you might be an excellent problem solver. I like how it says design. So maybe designing is something that you've always kind of had a natural talent for. Mission control and a conduit for spirit. So the witch mind is the guiding star that illuminates the path before us. With the threads of the Weaver, we find the primary network of communication between ourselves and the universe. The Weaver reminds you that you are the spirit in control of your body. You have all of the information you need. Now is the time to make your choices and weave the pattern worthy of you. Just be careful not to spend too much time up in your head. Okay, so being that we have all of this air energy, you might be someone who, like, on the other side of things, your mind might also sometimes be like your worst enemy, right? It's your greatest asset and a tool for you, but also possibly it can be your worst enemy, right? So your imagination, and I find this for me, like my imagination, I love that I have an imagination, but at the same time, sometimes it works kind of against me, right? Because I'll imagine worst case scenarios, or I'll let my imagination kind of create scenarios that create fear instead of like inspiration, for example. So keyword self-divine transmission, command central gateway. So remember to check in with the whole of your body. Take a breath and feel the beating of your heart, the warmth of your belly, the solidness of your bones, the star upon your brow. This is your story to tell. Guide the way with integrity. So yeah, you've got a very powerful mind, group one. You know, you're very intelligent, and I think for each of you watching, there's different ways that you're intelligent. A very vivid imagination. You've got a knack for just getting a strong sense for things. Again, you might be highly connected to weather. That came in super strong. Something about the weather magic. Again, if you practice magic, if you're just watching this for fun, it could just be that you've always noticed like you have a strong connection to weather patterns. I remember being little and watching the Weather Network because I always wanted there to be a thunderstorm. I loved the energy of it. So maybe similar to me, you've always loved storms, like thunderstorms, or windy days, or or maybe something you do for work, or even just day to day, you have to kind of keep track of the weather. So maybe you've kind of developed a natural sense for weather or weather patterns or something like that. I just got for one or two of you, like you feel like you predict the weather better than the meteorologist sometimes. Okay, so I want to get you a tarot message. Essentially, I'm not even sure what I want to ask. Maybe just like what you need to know about these abilities. So, and then we'll get you your charms and we'll find out what your witch's familiar is right now. Okay, group 1. Yeah, it might be time to start writing things down. So whether it be spells or just ideas, it's a good time to start writing things down. Get a notebook. I'm getting the sense you already have a stack of notebooks collected. Group 1, I feel like you've already got a bunch of notebooks all over and you buy new notebooks a lot. You might not write in them, but you love the feeling of like a brand new notebook and the potential there. So I would take one of those notebooks. I'm honestly it's like they're saying they don't need to go buy a new notebook. They have a bunch. So go get one of your notebooks and just give yourself permission to write in it. Make notes, like do a brain dump of ideas, or like, you know what I mean? Like start writing things down if you're not using it. Okay, what does group 1 need to know about their magical abilities? What does group 1 need to know? 8 of Pentacles, 2 of Swords. All right. I just want to get one more maybe. Group 1. What does group 1 need to know about their magical abilities? 2 of Swords is in reverse. Queen of Pentacles. Okay, group 1. What's the holdup? They're saying like, what's the delay? You're overthinking something. Your imagination could be making you money. Okay, your imagination, and not that you're doing it just for money, but you hold such a gift, and this could really create abundance for you, all right? There's something you've been kind of delaying. Is it writing that book, or is it something with your imagination, something that your imagination has kind of like concocted or come up with? It's time. Like it's time to get to work with it, right? What I'm getting to tell you is there's something that you really enjoy doing, but you've been hesitating. I'm seeing you combining your imagination or this air energy into what you do for a living. In fact, maybe that's what the weaving is talking about. Like there's something about you weaving different, I guess, parts of your life together and like kind of turning into like one thing. Even the cauldron, right? The cauldron talks about like bringing different things together. So there's something about you bringing different aspects of your life together into one. So 8 of Pentacles, this is telling me like there's something you enjoy doing. You're good at it. You've got a natural talent. It's time to get focused, get to work on this. Okay, so whether it's like something you've imagined, because I get the feeling you tend to hesitate, or because it's almost like things get trapped in your mind. Like you've got these wonderful ideas and concepts or recipes, I don't know why that came in, or ideas for a book, ideas for a blog, ideas for a channel, ideas for whatever it is you want to do, whether it's connected to making money or not. You've got all of these ideas and then they kind of get trapped in your mind, and then that's where they stay, right? So I think that you're pushing through that. I think you're letting go of overthinking or even perfectionism. I think you might be a bit of a perfectionist. That's just the way you are because you analyze and you're thoughtful is the word. So because you're thoughtful, you tend to maybe overthink. Okay. So I'm seeing you're kind of letting that go. And you're taking these ideas and bringing them into like, instead of them just being sort of abstract, you're bringing them into like the world. Like you're turning them into something tangible. I'm seeing you as a very highly creative person and someone who could take your imagination and turn it into something. Like this keeps coming in. Like you take your imagination or ideas and you can actually bring it to life. You can bring these things to life. I am seeing you for sure as a collector, because it's funny. I found it funny that this mentioned collector and then I was getting that from Amulet. You're definitely a collector. Maybe lean into that. Like there's something maybe you do or you collect that could be connected to this. I'm getting to tell you, don't be ashamed of that. Like you might find sometimes you feel like, I don't know, there's something about you that just likes to, you associate a lot of meaning and symbolism to certain objects and things and different things you collect. So yeah, there's something to that maybe, because there's like a connection between the Queen of Pentacles and the physical world as well. Let's get a few charms. What does group 1 need to know about their magic? I don't want to get too many, just like a couple, just to kind of enhance our message. Okay. Got Capricorn energy there. Unexpected romantic and financial gifts surprise and delight you. Okay, so there's something about some financial gifts or romantic gifts coming in. Definitely something about a surprise. I'm seeing your hard work paying off. Okay, so something, you're connecting your magic, your natural gifts and abilities to something that you do, and it's creating abundance and prosperity for you. Okay, you've got the tennis racket and the octopus. These are very interesting charms. So the octopus can be a charm of like multitasking, balance. It could just be a busy time for you right now. And you've got the tennis racket, which can talk about like a return, like something coming back to you. Like I'm getting some sort of back and forth exchange or something like that. Because you're getting a lot about returns, like something, like I honestly think group 1, there's like a gift coming to you or something arriving. It could even be an amulet or some sort of lucky charm. You might notice in the next few days someone gives you like a little, you know, special treasure or something like that. Or come back and comment if someone gives you like a little treasure or something like that, or a little item. I've got my little trinket shelf right above my desk, so I'm looking at that right now. Like there's all sorts of like little things and just charms themselves. Charm casting, I think I said it, but you might want to get into charm casting. That could be something that you enjoy or add to your readings to enhance your readings, especially if you're already someone who reads cards. Maybe charm casting is something to kind of have some fun with. I know I love it. Okay, let me get back to, yeah, because the tennis racket and the octopus. Yeah, there's something about multitasking. I'm just getting you getting to work, being very busy, because the Two of Swords in reverse could definitely be taking action. Like you're letting go of that overthinking, because upright it would be like overthinking or kind of being stuck at a stalemate trying to make a decision. The other thing I want to mention too is the fact that you are very connected to nature. Again, specifically weather. Queen of Pentacles is very in tune with nature. So yeah, for you especially, it's weather. Okay, group 1, I want to find out what your familiar is. Your witch's familiar right now. Group 1, what is group 1's familiar right now? What is group 1's familiar? These cards are large. Ooh, the snake, earth. Okay, so yeah, you've got air energy, but you've also got a lot of earth energy too. So the snake, so transformation. Okay, let's read what the snake's message for you is right now. You could be an earth sign if you're not an air sign. Okay, the snake is an amazing creature. It travels through many worlds, above ground and below. It also sheds its skin, creating itself anew over and over as it grows. In many cultures, the snake represents transformation and healing powers because of its ability to leave its old outer layer behind, revealing the new and healthy inner self ready to face the world. The divination on the message today, it says, time for a change and transformation. Figure out what's holding you back and let it go so you can become your new, shiny best self. It might be a little painful to shed the old, but it will be worth it when you see what's underneath. You have the power to transform your life, even if it means leaving one world behind and moving into a new one. And the message, it says, we all have the ability to grow and transform. In truth, there can be no forward movement without some kind of change. But most of us resist letting go of the past because we are afraid of the unknown and what lies ahead. Let yourself be flexible like the snake, shedding whatever no longer works for you, so you can embrace the things that do. What do you need to let go of right now? So you've got some snake energy around you right now. I like that kind of like with the weaver energy and then the weaving of the snake. So yeah, there's something you're letting go of. You're sort of like, you're at a point right now where you're shedding the old and entering a new phase of your life. And I think what I'm getting is you're not I was feeling this earlier, but you're not letting your imagination stop you. You're letting it fuel you, or you're like letting it open up possibilities rather than like cause fear. And there's something I feel like you're getting to work on, or you're going to be very heavily focused on bringing an idea to life. Let's get some letters. I know sometimes I'll like go to wrap up a reading and then I'm like, oh, I didn't do letters. And I know a lot of you like it. So I'm just going to pull a few. I'm not going to spend too much time trying to find words, but if you want some ideas, look in the comments. Yeah, it's one of those things, I don't like leaving them out now because then I feel bad, because I know a lot of people do enjoy the letters, but I always save them for the end because not everyone, wants to work with the letters, but okay. So let's see what we can find. I'll flip them upright and then I'll get my hands out of the way. Do you already feel connected to snakes, or do you feel afraid of snakes? Is snakes like an animal that you're afraid of? Maybe that's something to kind of like think about, being that it came up as which is familiar right now, the snake. Okay. I think they're all upright. So let me know what you see. I'll take a sip of my coffee. I'll have a quick peek. I don't really usually see very much though. Or I see things that like I don't really necessarily think connect to the reading. I see art, like you're so imaginative, artistic. I see regal, which is interesting. Do we have an L? This is why I don't do it. Oh, yeah, we do. Regal. West. Wire. Adapt. I'm seeing that you're very adaptable. Being especially that you have the snake. You're adaptable, you're good with change, or better than you think maybe with change. But I think you're someone who can predict change, right? Is what I was feeling like with the weather and just the sense you just get this strong physical. I'm getting you're such a physical person. Like in the way that you experience things, like you get a strong physical sense. Okay, I'm gonna leave it there. Let me know what you see. Let me know what you find. I hope that this resonated, and we'll see you next time. Group 2, if you chose the Magician, if you chose Winnie, then this is your messages about your natural magical abilities. You have natural gifts, and we're going to find out what they are today. You might know what these are already, or this might be, new information. We're also going to ask the tarot how you can best use these natural abilities, or what you need to know specifically right now about them. We're going to get you an what do you call it? Witch's Familiar. Sorry, forgot the name of the deck. Witch's Familiar card. Find out what your Witch's Familiar is right now. We're going to get a lot of information. We'll pull some charms. We'll get some letters. So get cozy. Let's find out what your natural magical abilities are and your gifts. So yeah, you chose Winnie. So that's the Magician. So manifestation definitely comes to mind with this card. Creation, confidence. So let's see what we get in your cards. I've already pre-shuffled some out. We'll shuffle out some tarot together, but I like doing this occasionally. I don't do it very often, but it does give me a bit of like a moment to absorb the cards, and I love everything that you got, honestly, group 2. Maybe you chose this because Winnie's your favorite Sanderson sister, or maybe you always choose group 2. However you chose, trust that the right messages will find you. So let's see what we have. So you got 2 of this deck. You've got Watchtower of the West, Autumn, which I'll definitely read to you. When I saw that, I just thought maybe you are especially fond of autumn season, Halloween, the fall. Like this might be when you feel like your magic kind of comes alive, is the fall. You've got Witch's Cottage, security. Could be something about maybe like protective magic with that. The Witch's Familiar. Okay, so this was really cool because we are getting you your Witch's Familiar card today. So it says witches work well with familiars animal companions who become part of their magical family. Pay attention, the witch sends you a spirit animal message this day, straight from her beloved familiar. So we'll definitely pay close attention to what animal familiar comes out today. But my sense is that you got this card. You're just generally very drawn to animals and very connected to animals. You might actually prefer hanging out with animals, to people most times. Okay, so shapeshift was your other card. Shapeshift might just be very like someone who's very you've got the ability to transform. Okay, so we'll get to that card. And then you've got taste. Okay, so as soon as I saw taste in the witch's cottage, I thought kitchen witch. You're a kitchen witch. So you have a natural culinary ability, whether you know it or not, because I know there's a few of you thinking, well, I don't think I'm a good cook. You are. You might just not have given yourself a chance to discover that yet. So whether you realize it or not, you are someone who has a powerful connection to food. And I mean, we already do, right? Taste and smell is strongly connected to memory, right? And think about how important food is just, I mean, not only just day to day, but to celebrations and our emotions and you know what I mean? Like it's such a big thing that I think you're just especially like, there's something about your gift connected to food. Okay, so if you haven't realized this yet or given yourself a chance to even discover this, you are a natural cook. And you think about when someone's sick, you might make them soup, right? And certain ingredients might do certain things, right? Like even just magically, right? Some people, and I feel like if you already know this and you use certain ingredients, herbs and spices for your magic, but also just in your cooking everyday life, like you might find ingredients go from room to room because you're using it for different purposes, but you've just got this ability to cook, okay? And I keep feeling like some of you haven't realized this yet, or maybe you're kind of, I don't know, maybe not as confident about your cooking. I think you're an amazing host. Like when people come over, it's very rare that you're not offering them, a cup of tea. Would you like a snack or something like that? Like you have this connection to food. And if you're thinking, well, that doesn't sound magical, it absolutely is. It absolutely is, because whether you're using these ingredients for magic yet, or just putting your heart and your soul into this cooking for people and the people that you love and just yourself, it is absolutely magic. Like I really believe food can be magic, and especially once you start, if you haven't already, which I feel like a lot of you have, certain ingredients mean certain things, right? So maybe it's time to maybe look into that if you haven't yet. Like what does basil represent? What does peppermint? What properties does peppermint have? What kind of magic? Like you can make a soup, and while you're putting those ingredients in, put them in with intention, right? Put each spice in with intention. Like almost view your cooking implements or tools or your pot on the stove as like a cauldron, and you're creating something within that. Okay, you can use it for manifestation. You can use it for, bringing certain things into your life. Like there's so many ways to use food as magic, and I think that is really where you shine. People might compliment your cooking, or you might just know, hey, I'm a really good cook. And I feel like you don't even need recipes. I think you just have a natural kind of knack for knowing what's in there. Very intuitive cook. So that's the first thing I got. As soon as I saw taste and the cottage card, I'm like, oh, kitchen witch. So very cool. And I think just on the topic of home, like even the way you decorate, it's just cozy. And I think that's maybe why you got autumn. Oops, sorry. I had to readjust my legs, but decorating might be something else that you do. Because it says security, I was getting something about certain protective spells that you might place within your home, or like little symbols that you put around, or little like magical things that you do. Like you might have selenite by the door, or broom by the door. Like there's certain things you can do to kind of protect your home. I think you have a natural ability to kind of know what that is intuitively. And you might be doing things already that you don't even realize are protective measures for your home, magical protection that you didn't even realize. Like for example, they say not to have a welcome mat, at least not have it say welcome, because it invites any energy in, right? So there's different things like you might want to look more into. Now, having said that, I got one group today, it's group 3, that is very introverted. Even though I'm getting that you're a strong homebody, I'm not getting introverted necessarily. I'm getting that you actually like having people. You have a lot of relationships with a lot of people is what I'll say, okay? And that's where I think shapeshifting comes in. And I think you like to host people in your home and have people over. You're very aware of the energy that they bring in. But in general, I think you're someone who has like, I think you've got like a lot of groups of friends, different groups of friends. And your personality shifts between each of them, right? And certain friends bring certain qualities out in you. And like you, I think you have like different sides of yourself that you experience depending on who you're with, right? And I honestly got, when I was looking at this, like you might kind of have imposter syndrome sometimes where you feel like, well, am I being fake? No. Like when I read this card, it talked about containing multitudes. So you're just someone, you have a lot of sides to yourself and a lot of different qualities about yourself that certain people bring out. And I've got people like this. Like I've got one friend, when I'm with her, it's just like an adventure. It's just spur of the moment adventure. She brings out this like certain side of my magic where it's more like spontaneous, and it's just it's kind of like an adventure. And then I have other people where I feel maybe a little bit more like, I don't know, there's different people will bring out certain sides of you, and I think that that's something you find. So instead of viewing this as like, oh, I feel like I'm different with different people, what does that say about me? Does that mean I'm fake, or does that mean I'm not being authentically me? No, it is authentically you. It just brings out all of the different sides of you. You're transformative. Right? You've got lots of different interesting sides to you that certain people have access to. So yeah, we'll get your Witch's Familiar card because you have a special connection to animals, which I already saw just looking at this card. Like, I think you do enjoy people, like I said, but I think you've got especially strong connection to animals. Yeah. I'm getting some of you might be into vegetarian or vegan cooking as well. It might be something that you are interested in, or you generally might try to do like, vegan cooking or plant-based recipes quite a bit. You might be a water sign. This card was connected to water, so you might be a water sign. Doesn't mean you have to be. I want to read to you the autumn card, actually. Wrong book. Where did I put that? Over here. Okay. And we'll get you your angel or your angel. Why did I say that? Okay, maybe that happened for a reason. You might have strong connection to angels. Angel messages, angel readings. Okay, let's see what that says. Or just angels in general, spirits. Okay, Watchtower of the West, autumn. All right, so calling upon the guardians and gatekeepers of the West, the season of autumn brings you regeneration as it works in conjunction with the element of water. By visiting the Watchtower of the West, you are being assisted to enhance your psychic abilities as your emotions heal and become balanced. Okay, so group 2, you might find your psychic abilities are really starting to kind of develop if they haven't already. Like you might find they're strengthening. It says, by visiting the Watchtower of the West, you are being assisted to enhance your psychic abilities as your emotions become healed and balanced. Sorry, just reread that. Whilst nature starts to turn within itself, reflect on where you have been and what has been done during the preceding months. Allow water to wash over you and achieve harmony, inner peace, and tranquility. I think you are someone that really does value your peace, your tranquility. I think that's why your home is so important to you. Like when you go home, it's just like, okay, it's just like this release. It says the West will open your heart and rein in any oversensitivity. So yeah, I think being that you have the watery energy, you're an empath. Okay, you're someone who's and I think you feel for people and feel for animals too. You have an extreme sensitivity when it comes to people, your friends, your family, and animals. Connect with the king and queen of this season and receive a much needed cleansing and healing on all levels. You might be an energy healer as well. The color blue represents the element of water. It should be used in accordance with your magical workings at the time of dusk. You might use a lot of blue in your decorations or your paint or your fabrics around your home in your decorations. Blue might be a color that you use or you're being encouraged to use. It says, autumn brings emotions to the surface in association with the card that flanks this one. Okay, well, we only pulled one. Emotions connected to the home, maybe? Look deep within to determine what really matters. The old ways you viewed yourself and others are falling away. Oh, that could be connected to shape-shifting. So maybe there is something like you're changing. You feel like you're changing. I think you're someone who, well, I mean, you chose the Magician, so it's a powerful manifestation card, but you're someone who you've always changed. Like you're always adapting and changing and like recreating yourself is what I'm getting. It says, don't let your sensitivity get the better of you. Time for some peace and inner work. Time for you. That could be something you're focusing on more, is like just more time for you. Very cool. Yeah, I think you tend to be sensitive because you care. Like you might consider yourself oversensitive. I just think it's that you're an empath and you're caring and you feel things for people and you can really put yourself in other people's position. So let's get you an animal or familiar, because this card says witches work well with familiar. So it's encouraging you to work with these animal energies. Animal companions who become part of their magical family. Pay attention. The witch sends you a spirit animal message this day straight from her beloved familiar. So let's find out what this familiar might be. Now this deck is interesting because it contains magical animals. Like there's dragons and unicorns, all the different animals. It also contains like more farm animals or wild animals. And then it contains like domesticated animals like dogs and cats and things like that. So we'll see what you get. There's insects, there's all sorts of animals. So you have multiple animals around you, or you're very connected to animal energy. So this is just one of possibly many for you, group 2. So we'll just see what we get. Okay, group 2. What animal has the message today? Dog. Okay, I gotta tell you why that's so strange. Right before I started your reading, the dog downstairs was barking. Oh my gosh, that's so cool. And you've got wolf on the bottom. Okay, yeah. You're a dog person. You are a dog person. Even if, I mean, you likely like lots of animals and maybe you actually consider yourself a cat person. But right now, dog, wolf energy, dog specifically has a message. So let's read to see what the dog has to tell you. That's too cool. That is, oh, look at that. Okay, this is where I get chills. Group 2, herbs. So herbs, kitchen magic, herbs, spices, all of this. This is really a powerful part of your magic. Oh my goodness, I have chills. All right, so thousands of years ago, dogs left their wild wolf. Okay, so that's kind of like shape-shifting message, right? Because you've got wolf on the bottom and it's bringing up wolf energy. So thousands of years ago, dogs left their wild wolf brothers and chose to live alongside human beings. This arrangement benefited both species, and there is a reason why dogs are sometimes called man's best friend. Loyal, dependable, and loving, dogs can teach us many things about our relationships with others and how to be a good companion. They also remind us to play and be in the moment, whether that is chasing a ball, enjoying a yummy snack, which is kind of cool, or taking a well-earned nap. Who are the people that you give your loyalty and love to? Are they your true companions, deserving of your dedication, or do they take your presence at their side for granted? It's interesting with security. There is kind of an element for you, group 2, of like, you are being more cautious generally lately about like who you let in, the energies you let into your life. The dog is all about companionship and faithfulness. If that is what you are seeking, you are looking in the right places? You are worthy of that solid bond. Never settle for less in your most important relationships. Okay, it says, don't forget to play, rest, and eat with gusto. So much about eating today. I love it. Be in the moment, whether you are spending time with others or relaxing by yourself. You get to choose if you are wild or tame. But remember, there are benefits that come from connecting yourself to those who are willing to return your loyalty and friendship. I think you're an awesome friend, group 2. I think you're a wonderful friend. And that in itself is a form of magic, right? Sometimes we think it's like just because we know what it's called or we have a name for it or it's something that's part of our everyday life, it doesn't make it any less magical, right? That's just my opinion. So there's something about your loyalty, your friendship, and you are strongly connected to dogs, okay? You might be drawn to the goddess Hecate or Hecate. I've always pronounced her Hecate, but you might be very drawn to the goddess Hecate, who always had her dogs by her side. So that's, very, very interesting. So dog energy is a familiar energy. That could even be a message from a dog that's passed on that's sending you a message today. So yeah, dogs are very connected to you, and I love the herbs. I even love how it mentions snacks. Okay, let's get you a message. How can you use these abilities, these gifts right now? What do you need to know about them? Oh, I just saw this. Oh my goodness, I'm getting all like flustered here. I just saw Winnie's book as a cookbook. There's totally something about cooking for you. Okay, group 2. What does group 2 need to know about their gifts and abilities right now? Page of Swords, the Tower, 7 of Wands, and the High Priestess on the bottom. You might want to watch group 1, considering that they had the High Priestess. You don't have to. If you were drawn to both Sanderson sisters, doesn't hurt to watch. Just take what resonates, right? Okay, so Page of Swords, the Tower, and 7 of Wands. So what do you need to know about your magic? First of all, Scorpio energy, water, for sure. A lot of water energy. Just being that the autumn card, the West, was associated with the water element. So strong Scorpio vibes. But also just like, again, I think you are someone who's constantly recreating themselves. But like, not just recreating, like complete recreation. Your life, whether you chose it or not, you've had to recreate yourself several times, right? You are someone who is very, and it's one of those things that's like, you're probably like, yeah, I know, because I've had to, but you've had to build yourself back up through change several times in your life. You're constantly learning. You're someone who, you have these, like, you have these realizations and these epiphanies almost constantly. I'm getting you are someone who is also very passionate about causes, certain causes that are important to you. You fight for them. They're like really important to you. And it's something I'm getting to tell you, like, this is important. You're making a difference. Okay. You're making a difference when you stand up for these causes that are important to you. And I think for some of you, it has to do with animals. You know, this is part of your magic. Okay. With the 7 of Wands, what I'm getting to tell you is to, first of all, you're in the midst of some massive change in your life. Okay. So I feel like you already know that. To tell you to kind of look more into these subjects that interest you. Right now, your interest in your magic or your interest in these things could have a very transformative effect in your life. Okay, so you're like on the verge of some extreme change. If you haven't already, like you might already be in the midst of this change. Get you a couple charms just to add a few details. Okay. Something about travel could be coming up, okay? This could have to do with the culinary messages. It could have to do with someone traveling to see you, but you got the passport. So something about travel. You've got the moon there as well. Something about maybe phases, facing some fears possibly. Yeah, you could be kind of facing a fear right now. I'm getting to tell you to stand your ground with something. I'm getting you're fighting for some sort of idea. Or something that you strongly believe in. You're really standing up for this. It could even be just like an idea of something you want to create. Like there's something you are really, it's important to you. You're fighting for this. You're not backing down. Even if it's creating a lot of discomfort and change in your life, you're with it. You're committed to this. Very loyal. Again, like we saw that with the dog, you're a very loyal person. Both to the people in your life, of course, but like when you're committed to something or when you get your sights set on something, there's nothing that can shake you, your loyalty. I want to get just a couple more. You've got the balloon. This can talk about a celebration. It could be a birthday or something, or a celebration coming up that's important. You've got the purse, loving you. Others see you as lively, friendly, and witty. Yeah, I think you're just someone people like to be around. You might have the energy of a dog, like very like fun to be around, and I like that it says lively, friendly, witty, like very friendly person. You've got, I think people are drawn to you. Like you might find people love to go to your house. People want to always be at your home. They love coming over. They might compliment you and say, oh my gosh, I feel so just calm when I'm here. I always feel so much better after I visited with you. Like that's what you do for people. People love you. They love being around you. Some sort of loving communication coming in. Again, intuitive for sure. I was talking about your psychic abilities really starting to develop. But I'm getting some of you have like a psychic ability with animals too. Like the animals for you is really big. And then you've got the purse landing there. You could be going through some major financial changes. For some of you, shape-shifting in the tower, you're having to like recreate yourself all over again with like new work or something like that. Some of you are interested in working from home too, so this could be something that you're currently, I'm getting just maybe just interested in, or something that could happen in your future. I'm seeing a message coming in, some sort of message coming in, because you've got the letter. It says loving you. You've got Page of Swords. Okay. Very interesting. Let me know what you think, group 2. If this made sense, we'll get you some letters as well. I don't like to leave them out because I know a lot of people like to use them. Some of you could have relocated or moved to a different home, like a different city. Okay, so I'm getting some of you moved. Even the Seven of Swords and the messages of like security, like you've got friend, gentle friend, I think is pertinent to your reading too, because you did have security. So like I think you do need to set up some better boundaries sometimes. Maybe some like protective magic in your home could be something worth looking into. You've got the words maid, gentle, star. So I'll turn these upright, then I'll get my hands out of your way. So you can see. I see home. Or do I? Sometimes I like see words and then I realize, okay, no, I don't, because we don't have all the letters. We're missing the O. Do we have a C? Nope. See what I mean? So I'll let you do this because I don't usually see very much. Get into cooking, group 2, if you haven't yet. Like, you're really... I think a lot of you probably know this, but... Water, yeah, water sign energy was really strong with you. Something about healing with water maybe could be important. I'm getting to, some of you are using magic in a way that's like benefiting you just overall, like your well-being. Like you're just like incorporating magic into some sort of routine maybe that's benefiting your overall wellness. Maybe drinking more water could be important for you. Like maybe you don't drink enough water. Okay. Well, let me know what you think. I can't wait to hear what you get from this. And yeah, we will see you next time. Group 3, if you chose Mary, the Chariot card, Mary, the Sanderson sister, then this is your messages for what are your natural magical abilities and gifts. And also we're going to find out all about what you need to know about them right now with the tarot. We'll get you some letters, charms, of course, and we're also going to get you a Witch's Familiar card to find out what animal energy is your familiar. So I'm so excited to dive in. I loved Mary. Mary was actually always my favorite Sanderson sister. So yeah, I'm excited to hear what you get. I've already shuffled out the oracle cards to get us started, and I've said this before, but I kind of like this. I don't do it often if you know my readings, but once in a while shuffling out a few of the cards to get me started kind of lets me look at them and just sort of absorb. So I've already had a look at what these are. We'll get some more details as we go, but yeah, yours, group 3, I don't know what it is about group 3, but you're always like the most... Well, actually, I'll show you what we have and I'll tell you. Okay, I wanted to show you this synchronicity. Fire. You're always the most like fiery group. It's always like the most, there's always something extra exciting about group 3 or intense. The messages tend to go a little bit longer, or there's just so many more details. I don't know what it is. So if you always choose group 3, you might notice that. But yeah, something about group 3, it's always interesting. So let me show you what we have. We've got 1, so intention. And any of these cards could, like, you might know exactly what this is. You might actually work with wands. What I'm getting, because we got fire with it, as soon as I saw fire, I'm like, okay, fire sign. Okay, even if you're not, that's okay. This could still apply to you. You could have, placements that are fire signs. But just fire in general. Like, this tells me you are a passionate person intense, you're fiery, you love passionately, you create passionately, you dislike things passionately, like you're just intense, like you've just got so much fire. You've got tarot cards, so guidance. You've got a witch alone. So yeah, I was saying to group 2, we had one group and this is you. You're a little bit more introverted maybe, or you're just a solitary witch. You do your magic alone. You prefer to do your magic alone. You recharge by having your alone time. You're someone who's very comfortable. You need your space. You need your time alone to recharge. You also have the new moon. So again, I've gotten so much for you just from these cards alone. We'll get your additional messages. But just based on this, there's so much to talk about group 3. So I don't even know where to start. Let's start. We'll read this. It says, a witch alone. Solitary witches enjoy freedom and independence. So this could be very important to you. They work at their own pace in alignment with their own desires. Today, the witch sends you the inner strength, stillness, wisdom, and liberty to stand alone. Yeah, you are someone who you just tend to do better on your own, right? And you might just be, you crave that time and you're a little bit more of an introvert. You need your time to yourself and that's okay. So it's saying this is part of your magic, right? That's when you prefer to do your magic or just create in general, even if this reading for you isn't necessarily about magic literally. We're just looking at your natural gifts and abilities and things that are, I guess, helping you in your life, okay? So, I guess on the other side of that is like, don't isolate yourself. Like know when to get that connection that you might crave sometimes, but overall, like there's nothing wrong with being an introvert and needing that alone time. So then we got fire and then the wands energy. So yeah, you are highly connected to the suit of wands, which tells me again that you're creative, you're passionate. You might really enjoy candle magic. This could be something that you want to look into. So the different colors of the candles, what do they represent? You might really just enjoy things like bonfires, fireplaces. Like you might always have had a connection to fire, but I think this is more so about the wands energy and just your personality. I think that for you, like you chose the Chariot, right, Mary? So whether you chose the Chariot based on the fact that that's what the card was, or just you like Mary Sanderson, or whatever the case may be, you are someone, once you have your sights set on something, it's very difficult to change your mind, okay? And you don't fall in love easily, but once you do, like once you let someone in, you love hard, okay? You feel everything so much more intensely. Yeah, it's not easy to change your mind, okay? You might be a little bit, this one card talked about being a little bit temperamental or fiery at times, but it just comes from your passion. So you just feel everything to the extreme. You love intensely, but you also like when you're angry, it's like, whoa, watch out, right? So yeah, I think this is part of your magic. And if you can channel this energy and like the intention into certain things, it's going to be a powerful tool, your fieriness. What else should we talk about? Okay, well, tarot cards. So you're good at reading tarot. You're good at reading oracle. You might be the type of person where you pick it up fairly easily. Like you understand and you interpret the cards fairly easily, even if you don't necessarily know the meanings. You just kind of have a natural ability to read tarot. Anyone can read tarot, okay? Anyone can learn tarot and read tarot. We all have intuition. You might have a special interest in it and a special ability, like that just sets you apart, or just like you're really good at it, right? It's like anything. Some people just really have a natural ability towards something, and other people might have an interest in it, but not maybe take it as far. So like you might be someone who is interested in reading tarot for people professionally, or even just friends. If you don't have a deck, maybe now is your sign to pick yourself up a deck and play with it a little bit and learn a little bit about it. But yeah, you've got a natural ability to read cards and interpret their guidance and understand them. And I think this is cool. It's part of your magic. So, and then you've got new moon. I thought of a couple things with this. I thought of you're someone who's very connected to the phases of the moon, affected by the moon specifically came in. But the new moon, this is all about planting seeds. This is when you can't see the moon in the sky, right? So there's something, and I think this goes along with your tendency to be a little bit more of an introvert. You're secretive. And you've always got something kind of brewing behind the scenes. You're always planting different seeds and starting new things. You're someone who's really good at like new beginnings. So yeah, I think that's kind of interesting because the little seed there and then intention, like I think you get a lot of really good ideas that could, I'm actually getting this message. I think you get a lot of great ideas. Sometimes you have again, I think it's hard for you to get really into something, but once you do, it can grow, and it just grows and grows and grows, and you feed this passion, you feed this intensity. But like a fire, it's hard to get it started, right? So I think you get a lot of ideas, and not all of them necessarily turn into something, but the ones that do, whoa, like watch out, like the potential there. So yeah, I'm getting that maybe, and we'll see what the tarot has to say. We'll see what you need to know right now about your magic. So far, you're a naturally gifted tarot card reader or oracle card reader, okay? This might even be what you do professionally. But if so, you're doing it for a reason. You're a solitary witch. You're someone who does, really well on their own. Not that you don't do well with other people, but you obviously need that time. You are secretive, quiet. You stick to yourself. You're mysterious. I'm getting very mysterious vibes from you. You're driven. You're very, it's like self-driven, very self-driven. It's gotta come within you. Like you're not, first of all, group 3, you're not gonna, like if people tell you what to do, you don't want to do it. You want to do the opposite. So when you want something, it has to come from you. It can't be anyone telling you what to do. Because in that case, you want to do the opposite. Even if you're already planning on doing that thing, as soon as someone says, hey, I think you should do this, even if you were already thinking that, you're like, I don't want to do that now. So you don't let that work against you, okay? Because sometimes we can kind of, and I think you might be, fire, 5 of Wands. I think you're fiery, you're passionate. You're so interesting though. Oh my goodness, you're interesting and creative. And I think people are just drawn to you. Like they just are magnetized towards you. And I think sometimes you don't like this because you're like, hey, I'm an introvert, leave me alone. But people just want to be around you. And no one loves like you. I feel like you just like are so, once you love someone, it's just like the most beautiful love. Very creative. I keep getting that. Very creative. Okay, what does group 3 need to know about their magic right now? 8 of Cups. Page of Pentacles, 5 of Swords. Interesting. Something you're walking away from, you're saying goodbye to. You're maybe craving rest right now. You're craving a bit of a time out. This may be, I think you're someone who tends to disappear for periods of time. This is purely to recharge and reset though. So you may be in the midst of walking away from one thing in search of something new, okay? Because you've got the 8 of Cups, so you're walking away, you're saying goodbye to one chapter. It's a closure of one part of, I'm getting space. So you could be moving. But yeah, there's a walking away from something, but it's in search of something new. Some of you could be in the midst of getting new jobs or discovering something new. Could be even new hobbies or new ways to make money potentially with the Page of Pentacles. So some could be, I'm getting possible job offers that are sort of forcing you away from, sorry, I had to sneeze, forcing you away from, I keep getting space, or one place maybe. But yeah, something is driving you to move or to shift, to make some sort of change. 5 of Swords is interesting. I might want to get a bit of clarification as to what this is talking about. Some clarification. What is the 5 of Swords trying to tell us right now? What is the 5 of Swords trying to tell us? Getting your walk, you need to walk away from, okay, yeah, I know what this is. There's some sort of conflict in your life. There's no, any victory with this particular conflict would be an empty victory. Someone's, I'm getting to, honestly, group 3, I'm getting to, not fight, not let your anger about something get you too carried away, okay? Think about a fire and how it grows and how out of control it can get. There's something about you need to channel this energy into something. Okay. Yeah, I keep seeing the 5 of Wands. There's something about like you're dealing with some sort of conflict. I'm getting it's best to just walk away from it. There's other things out there for you. It's not about not fighting for yourself. Okay. I want to be clear, but it's more so like there's something it's just best to not get involved in. Honestly, group 3. Group 3. I think you find people draining. Okay. Yeah, I'm getting like a timeout. It's time for a timeout. I'm getting something can be handled harmoniously. Okay. Something can be handled harmoniously. Group 3. Anything else we need to know about how group 3 should use their magic right now? What does group 3 need to know about their magic? Judgment in the world. Okay, yeah. So this is like a turn. You're kind of on the verge of a turning point. I'm getting, for some of you, don't let something spoil that for you, okay? You're doing a lot of self-reflection too, okay? And I think that this is maybe a little bit challenging at times. I feel like you are making big decisions, and I think that you're coming to the end of one chapter of your life, and this is creating like a rebirth, okay? So, again, one chapter is closing. I covered this because YouTube's kind of funny about nudity sometimes, but you've got the gift there. So there's like something new coming from this. There's a gift in this, but this is going to be, yeah, I'm getting like with the new moon, there's like a new version of you. This is a rebirth time for you. You've learned a lot. But yeah, I'm getting you're channeling your energy into something productive and positive and walking away from conflict. Walking away from a particular conflict or something that's just draining to you, okay? There may be something of an apology coming in as well, okay? An apology or even a mending of a relationship for you. I'm getting to tell you, group 3, to follow your inner guidance. Trust your intuition. It's very powerful. I'm getting to tell you, be careful. Be careful with your words right now. Don't say something you can't take back. Okay. Again, because you're so intense. Sometimes things just, so just be cautious of that right now. It's coming up as a message, but oh my goodness, you are just so interesting to me. Okay, let's get you your familiar. What is your familiar and what is the message? Oh, we've got to get charms. What am I doing? Could be something important you've forgotten, or you're like, that's exactly what I was thinking. Others see you as lively, friendly, and witty. So people are like very drawn to you. Yeah, creation, because you've got the seed. So be the creator of your own life. I'm getting you're taking great initiative and setting new intentions. Actually, I want to do a couple things. Okay, we've got to get your animal. I just want to quickly look at this intention card because I'm seeing something about like something you're about to create. Okay, so it says you're making things too difficult. Okay, is that what the 5 of Swords is talking about? Like there's something you're making difficult for yourself. Instead of looking at what everyone else is doing, own your own talents. There's no point comparing yourself, 5 of Wands is what we kept seeing, to others and worrying that you aren't as good. The path you walk is yours alone. The intentions in your heart and mind lead the way. Wave your hand and allow the magic to unveil the criticism that cloaks your senses. Let magic shower over you and see through the eyes of the wisdom keeper. Sorry. The ability to concentrate fully on your intention without interruption is the single most important faculty a witch can achieve in order to assure the intended magical outcome. So you're getting focused. I'm seeing you kind of like, yeah, there's something right now that like you're working on. some sort of magical intention or something you're doing behind the scenes specifically that has like all of your focus and attention. It's like that's what you're focused on right now. It says practice this art so you can use your wand with the utmost clear intention and focused concentration. By doing so, you will eventually find that most of your magical work is completed before you even begin. Decide what you really want, judgment. There's something about you need to decide. Focus your visions, practice concentration, make a decision, and focus on the outcome you desire. Craft your own wand. Use intentions with harm to none. Beware of the intentions of others. Okay, so yeah, you're very aware of the intentions of others anyways. I think this is partially why you prefer to kind of work on your own, but not everyone has ill intentions, okay? So keep that in mind. I think that might be coming up. A little bit of competitive mindset you've got right now, or you're kind of worried that you're not as good. You are, okay? You've got your own unique way of doing things. Okay, focus your visions. Something about making a decision. You might have been indecisive. I'm seeing you making a decision very soon. You are working on something maybe behind the scenes or doing something behind the scenes. Something's coming to an end, okay? There's one chapter that's kind of coming to an end and it's kind of leading to this rebirth. You've got the gold pig, which can be prosperity and abundance. Something to celebrate with the balloon. There's something to celebrate. I was getting like some of you are like getting new jobs or something with the Page of Pentacles, like new jobs, new work, new financial opportunities that could bring prosperity. It's going to be hard work though. Something about hard work, putting in a lot of effort, and hard work behind the scenes too as well. Okay, let's get you your familiar. I'll continue with what I was doing. Got a little distracted there. Okay, so what is your witch's familiar? And there's, there's some fantasy animals, there's like unicorns, and there's dragons, but there's also wild animals. There's some domesticated animals in here. So let's see, group 3. What is your familiar right now? What kind of animal is giving you guidance today? The firefly. Fire. Oh my goodness. That gives me chills. So much fire. So firefly is your animal familiar right now. Let's get you the book and we'll read this to you. I'm getting that song. You would not believe your eyes. How many is it? 10 million fireflies? What's that song? Fireflies. All right, so you are very lucky. You may have experienced the magic that comes on a summer night when glimmers of flickering light can be seen flashing on and off in the meadow, amongst the trees, or even in your own yard. These enchanting lights are caused by fireflies, also known as lightning bugs, the kind of beetle whose natural bioluminescence allows them to glow in the dark. Like fairies dancing in the mundane world, fireflies are the perfect symbol for fire magic. So yeah, group 3, this could not be more clear. There's something about you in fire magic or wand's energy. This is a time to create. This is a time to plant these seeds, these ideas, because they're going to come to life, okay? Like this is a very creative time for you. You're very connected to wands, fire, firefly. Like this could not be more clear. Fire magic. So time to connect with fire magic. You don't need to have fireflies around to shine light out into the darkness. Light a candle safely, dance around the bonfire even safely, and even click on a few colorful battery powered tea lights. So that's just it. Like if you're in a space where you can't burn real candles, tea lights, it's the intention, right? Intention. So cooking counts as fire magic too, especially when it is done with love. Don't underestimate the ways you can use the magic of fire. Maybe you're trying to get into the kitchen. Group 2 is all about kitchen magic. They were chefs, they love to cook, or they're really good at it. So maybe you're encouraged to get into the kitchen more and cook up some nice recipes. So are you letting your magic shine? We all have our own luminescence. Although it may not be as obvious as that of the firefly, this card may be telling you it's time to shine your light with the world in whatever way makes the most sense to you. Maybe you need to flicker your glow in the direction of one special person, just as the fireflies use theirs to attract a mate. Be the magic, be the light. Oh, I love that. Are you letting your magic shine? I think you're on the verge of something big. Group 3, I just got to tell you, you're unstoppable. Once you have your heart set on something, so you just need to believe in yourself enough to do it. yeah, something's kind of like you're being redirected in life, okay, towards like new opportunities. Let's get some letters. Look for names, initials. Look in the comments too. There's always suggestions. So. Song and you could tell everybody this is your song. I'm seeing jealous, which we got a little bit like some sort of jealous emotions, envious emotions could be causing some intense feelings in you. Here's the thing. Use jealousy as a clue. Use it as a piece of information. All jealousy is telling you what you want. That's all. So there. Like, you know what I mean? Like, because it was talking about comparing where you're at with other people. So I feel like you're not doing that anymore. You're just using it as a drive or something you want to set this intention. That's my focus. That's what I want. You know, I'm jealous of this person because of this, because they do this, or this is, you know, whatever the case may be. You're rechanneling it instead of letting it cause you to like stew and like get frustrated. You're using it as a clue, an important clue to tell you what it is you want. Okay? I'm telling you, don't give up. It's telling you not to give up on this. Date. Some of you could be going on a date soon. Because it's getting love for you too. Like there's something about love. If you don't read tarot for yourself, which I think you should, because I think you're good at it, or you would be good at it, maybe it's good to like, maybe there's a reader you want to go to, or just like even free readings on YouTube. But maybe you're just more feeling more drawn to watch tarot readings, or just like read for yourself, or have a friend read for you, or go, you know, find a reader that works for you. I can't read for myself. I'm not objective enough when I read for myself. Like I find it really difficult. So sounds. I'm getting learn. You live, you learn. That song you might want to listen to, Alanis Morissette. Okay, I'm going to leave it there, group 3. I hope that you enjoyed today's reading. And let me know, did this resonate? Does this make sense to you? I'd love to hear, and we'll see you next time.